Hello, Otaku Fujoshi and Anime Curious. My name is RandomSama613, and welcome to Anime Opinions. 2013 was a really good year for anime. There were a lot of really good shows this year. In total, there were 151 different anime series that came out this year. That includes sequels. I don't believe that includes series that originated back in the winter season of 2012, or the fall season, rather. So I made a list of all the anime that I thought were really good this year, that were, well, more specifically the anime that stood out, which can be kind of difficult because everyone's list is going to be a little bit different. And I try to keep it short because I don't want to be here talking for half an hour about all the different anime series I liked. So I have in front of me 6 anime series. I have 3 that were original properties that are not sequels from last year or previous years. And then I also have 3 series that were sequels, that were a second season, as it were, or something along those lines. So I'm going to start with the new series this year, the series that didn't originate from a previous series, either as another season or something like that. I'm going to start off with probably a fairly obvious one, that's Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan was probably one of my favorite action series of the year. Other than the pacing being glacially slow, I thought it was an excellent series. I really liked the characters, how they interacted with each other. I liked the way that the kind of exposé, how people deal with adversity, and the different character interactions, and how your past affects your future, of course, and stuff like that. I just really liked how it was done. Plus, the action sequences were great, and the whole setting is wonderful. So, I don't think that's going to surprise anyone that I chose Attack on Titan as one of my top 3 new animes this year. But yeah, of course, I recommend it. I have a review. Editor Random may put a link right here or right here. I don't know. It'll be somewhere. I'll annotate it because that's a good one to watch. Another series that hit my list is the Hentai Prince and the Stony Cat, or Heneko. I really, really liked it. It was probably one of the fluffier series that I watched this year that I really liked. I wouldn't really call it fluffy because it's fairly heavy, but it's probably the most harem-esque anime that I watched this year that I really liked. I didn't choose Chuunibiyou for this slot because I still haven't finished it actually as of the filming of this. I think I have 2 episodes left, so I didn't choose Chuunibiyou. But I still think that Heneko is a better series than Chuunibiyou in total, which I'm sure I'll get a little bit of flack for that. But I still prefer Heneko over Chuunibiyou, and I think that Heneko was a really good series. I liked the way that they kind of delved into, you kind of have to deal with what you have. You can't really change things, and when you change things, you change who you are. So a lot of that had to do with how Yoto expressed himself, and how when he changed it so that he would express himself more openly, of course, it didn't end well. And just, to be expected. Or how Tsukiko doesn't have her facial expressions anymore, but so she can't really emote to someone, but she can kind of get her feelings across in other ways, which I really liked. I liked all the characters. I liked how they resolved things. I liked the supernatural elements. I just really liked Heneko overall. And again, Editor Random will put an annotation somewhere to the review because I'm not going to go back into it when I've reviewed it before. My last one for the year, I again actually haven't finished this one, but I already know that I've loved this series so much that it has a top spot for this year, and that is Beyond the Boundary, or Kyokai no Kanata. As of this filming, I have not finished it. I have watched all but the last episode, I believe. So you could say that I'm kind of cheating. I should have waited, but I wanted to have this edited and ready for you guys. So I already know that I'm going to love it, how it ends no matter what, and I've just really enjoyed how Kyoto Animation has managed to do a really dark anime, because they've done fluffy stuff a lot. They've done K-On!, they've done they did Haruhi, which isn't really fluffy, but just stuff like that. They tend to go with more harem style sort of romantic comedies. Chuunibiyou is another example of what they do, and I like how they kind of stepped out of that. The animation quality was still there, but the storytelling was amazing. It was really, really dark, and it just the story was great. The animation was awesome, and just overall, it was definitely one of the best series I've seen this year, for sure, hands down. And I'm really sad to see there's only 12 episodes. I think that they could have done a little bit more with it, but I'm actually still happy they're ending at 12 episodes, because it means that everything will come full circle, and they won't really have the problem that some series have when they just keep going on and on, having to reuse material, stuff like that. So I really, really, really recommend Beyond the Boundary. I may or may not have a final impressions video up prior to this coming out. It's probably going to be the week after, this comes out, so I won't annotate it, obviously, but I do recommend you go see my further impressions of that, because I'm going to go a little more into detail at that time. So now for the series that were second seasons, or sequel series, or however you want to call it. And I picked 3 of those as well. And these were probably also three very strong anime this year. I'm going to start with the beginning of the year. This was really early. I think this was in January. It was Nekomonogatari Kuro, or I think that's white. And no, it's black. It's black. It's Nekomonogatari Black. And it is the story that takes place prior to Bakemonogatari that has to do with Hanekawa and when she's first possessed by the cat. I think that it was really, really interesting to watch. I needed my Monogatari fix after Nisei Monogatari, because even though Nisei Monogatari was good, I was a little skeezed out by the obvious part. So this felt like it was getting a little bit more back to what Bakemonogatari was doing. And it also gave you a little more background into Hanekawa, who I think is a really interesting character, because Araragi has always kind of been interested in her as a little more than a friend, but she's never really reciprocated. And I think in a second season, which I haven't seen yet, Itagi starts to sort of view her as competition, even though there's really no competition. So, but I'd really like to see where she came from, and that was really interesting to watch. I thought the animation quality was, of course, gorgeous. I love the universe in general. So this was great. Monogatari's second season might have taken this slot had I seen it this year. I haven't watched it yet. It's still sitting there. I have so many to watch. But I think from what I've heard, Monogatari's second season's been up and down. I think Nekokuro was good all the way along it. So definitely recommend going and watching it. I think Crunchyroll has it. If not, maybe Hulu. I'm not sure. But it was really good. Next up, I'm going to talk about the second season of Haganai, actually. Which was... Haganai I really enjoyed last year. Was it last year? Yeah, last year. And I thought it was a really good series. I thought that the plot idea was interesting. It's still just a harem anime, of course, but it had a slightly different twist to it. And I kind of liked that. I liked the way that the characters interacted with each other. The second season just kind of made it all better. And introduced a lot more of the dynamic of Yozora being the main character's childhood friend. And I thought that was really interesting to introduce. I really liked that. I thought that was a really good way to go with it. I liked the way that it ended. And I think the 12 Days of Anime videos, one of my moments was the end of Haganai Next, actually. Was how Yozora left. And so I really, really liked that. I really liked I like the comedy elements. I really like kind of that weird harem-esque slapstick kind of thing. And I really enjoyed that. So... And then, of course, near the end when things got kind of serious, and they actually had to, and the main character had to actually choose someone. He had to actually do something. He couldn't just be an observer, basically. He had to actually act and do something. And I thought that was a really great way to kind of tie off the series. They're probably not going to do another season. I'm hoping that they do it anyway. I know what happened is they caught up to the light novels. So usually that means the death of a series, almost every time. Or we end up with something like Bleach, where we end up with a ton of filler. Which may not be bad, but I'm really hoping that the light novels will go ahead enough that we can get another season, because it resolves some but not all of the stuff that I would have liked to have seen resolved. But it was still really good. And this takes me to the last anime of this year, specifically for second seasons, and that is the second season of Railgun. I've already talked about how much I liked it in my review, which, again, Editor Random will put here somewhere. I don't know where he's going to put it. But I just really liked how they departed from what the original Railgun was. The original Railgun was kind of a fluffy, cute girls doing cute things, kind of Kyoto animation style thing, which JC Staff does okay. But I definitely like that this particular, this season definitely went back into more heavy stuff that had to do with the Sisters arc specifically, and then the sequel to the Sisters arc, actually, the back 8 episodes, was also really, really heavy and really good. Had some great storytelling. I like the way that they kind of showed Misaka's side, because I'd already watched Index, so I'd already seen the entire arc, but I hadn't seen as much of her side. And that was really great to see. I like to see Toma be a badass, because he basically fails at doing it the entirety of Index, which is very sad. The running joke, I think, with both these series is that Misaka is more badass in Index, and Toma's more badass in Railgun. So when they're not in their own series, it's much more interesting to watch. I, of course, love all the characters still. I love the interaction between the four girls, Saten, Uiharu, Kuriko, and Misaka. I love the interaction, the dynamic between all four of them, and then all the side characters are lovely, of course. I love how they introduce more of the level 5s that are in Academy City, because that really helps to broaden the universe, and it really shows that even though Misaka is the third strongest, there's still people that are stronger than her, and the other level 5s are still really powerful. So it's a really great kind of way to do this. And I really liked the series. I just really liked it. I love that universe anyway, but the series was really, really good. So I recommend seeing it. If you didn't like Railgun 1, you'll like Railgun S, definitely. I actually had that question asked of me, is if I didn't like first Railgun as much, the anime, but I liked the light novels and the manga, would I like Railgun S more? And I think yes you would, because it's much more action-oriented, as opposed to the cute girls doing cute things. So, but yeah, I really liked it, as of course demonstrated by my review, which will be somewhere like right around here. So those are my best anime of 2013. What did you guys think? Do you think that there were some better ones that I didn't see or didn't mention? Keep in mind that I don't watch everything that comes out. I think that I watch maybe a quarter of the anime that come out in any given year. So I've maybe watched like 30 of the anime that have come out, or I have them waiting to watch. So go ahead and leave your comments down below. While you're down there, if you want to subscribe to my channel, I do release a video every Thursday unless there's something special going on, like 12 Days of Anime, which will, I believe, have concluded by the time this video comes out. Thank you for watching those videos, and thank you for subscribing to my channel, actually. I want to mention that I went from, I think, 3 or 4 subscribers to 30-something. I think I'm at 32 as of my filming. And I want to really thank everybody for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. It means I'm obviously doing something. I'm really not sure what it is. My base intention with this channel was just, I'm going to put my opinion out there and see what happens, and apparently some of you agree with me. So, I really appreciate you subscribing. I really appreciate you commenting. I do read all the comments, even if I don't get back to you. I do take suggestions for videos or for anime. By all means, you leave them in the comment section down below, or you can tweet at me at randomsama613. That's in the description as well. I do read all my tweets because I don't really get that many. And if you follow me on Twitter, that's also a good way to keep track of when I'm releasing videos. I also have a Hummingbird, so you can see exactly what I'm watching, so you may know what I'm going to be reviewing. Usually keep that up to date. So follow me on that. All those links are down in the description. Again, thank you for subscribing to my channel and watching my videos. I greatly appreciate it. And I'm hoping that my quality goes up in 2014. So, again, I'm RandomSama613. This has been Anime Opinions, and until next year, watch more anime.